Brother man.
D Hall, back again, brother. Big show,
Well,
huh?
One of the biggest shows of the year, no doubt about it. Honestly, probably I'd put this right there as one of my favorite shows. I love the Wpial team tournament. I've talked about it on multiple interviews. It's my favorite thing on the Wpial schedule. It's just going to be a lot of fun, and especially years like this, years like last year, we truly don't know who's going to take home that team title next Saturday in the AHN Arena at Peters Township. So, man, I'm juiced up.
Yeah, I'm with you. I always look for. There's three big shows that I always look forward to that we do: the Powerade preview, the individual Wpial preview, and this team preview is always fun because you and I are going to be backwards on things. It's going to debate on some things. It's just a fun show, and we're going to have two very nice guests on as well.
No doubt, two very nice guests and possibly a third as well. But yeah, man, it's gonna be great. We have Garrett Thompson, the Ohio University wrestler, former Franklin Regional wrestler, the Franklin Regional alum. He's going to come on, talk to us about his hot start, man. He's ranked, I believe I saw 12th in the country.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, what a hot start for him. We're going to have him on. And then Mr. Paul Sheffield was not able to catch up with us right now because he's actually covering the Kiski match. So we'll talk about that here in a minute. But he caught up with me earlier today. We recorded. I took his picks down. You guys are going to stick around for that. You're going to want to stick around for that. That's all I'm going to say. All right, Cass. Let's hit the intro music.
Let's do that.
Welcome to the Near Files Wpial Show, where Dial and Kaz are gonna tell you all the things you wanna know. Whether it's Trinity or Spencer Lee or Mr. Kurt Angle, just ask Vinny, Wpial, Ken and Mac for sure. They got the interviews to soothe your soul, because it's Near Files in the Wpial.
Miami bag.
All right, we are back. Sorry about that, guys. So we're super excited. We're gonna dive all into this stuff. First thing we're gonna do is we are gonna talk about some of the results from last week. Couple tournaments going on, right, Kaz? Where we have 3 major ones.
Sorry, D Hall. I'm just getting situated here.
It's all good, brother. It's always a race to get that 7:30 time frame for us. I know.
Yes, but we're
actually somewhat early today, which is surprising.
I know. We're usually on about 7:20, bullshitting, prepping.
Yeah.
But today, shit, we were on about 7:10 today. We had it down pretty good. So
yeah, not too bad.
For a big show, you need a big preview, a little stuff to go through. So
no doubt about it.
We're gonna get into this.
Yes, sir. So let's break down some of the results from last weekend. We had Fred Bell, Thomas Chevrolet,
and Ultimate Warrior.
Ultimate Warrior was a great one as well. Yes. I know you have some of those results pulled up. What are some of the highlights that you noticed? I think for me, starting off, McGarrity took home the 107-pound championship out there, Ultimate Warrior.
Yes.
It's a really tough tournament out there.
Yeah, that was very big out of him. He was the 2 seed. He ended up beating the 1 seed, Caleb Hummel, in the finals 5-1. So, 107, McGarrity, Peters Township took first there. That was the only Wpial placer in that bracket at Ultimate Warrior. At 114 pounds there. Again, Ultimate Warrior, just the Wpial teams there were Bentworth, Peters Township, Indiana, Armstrong, and is that it? I think that was it, Donnie.
Yeah, there wasn't that many. I mean, it was like 2 hours, 45 minutes away or something like that.
Yeah, that wasn't the full thing, but they had a good amount there. Couple of the other results, 114 pounds. We had, who was it? Waylon White took first. some Bronski. 14 didn't have a lot of Wpial guys in that bracket. 121, Drake McClure of Bentworth took 6th. That was a really tough bracket. I mean, you had Louis Gill, Landon Bainey, Joseph Garshnick.
Yep, I saw that final. Final was great.
Garshnick and Gill in the semis again. 27 was good. Vargo was the champ out of Bentworth. Nico Finella took 3rd out of Indiana. So we had two Wpial guys there. Vargo and Finella didn't meet. They were opposite sides of the bracket. I was hoping we might get to see that one, just because that could be a preview for something we're going to see later. 133, Carter Putt of Indiana was your champ. So Indiana had 2 guys up there pretty high. Indiana's got a pretty tough team. We're going to talk about them later in our AA preview, which is going to be interesting. 139, Max Formiani out of Armstrong took 8th. He was the only Wpial placer in that weight class there. 145, Owen Ibchik of Bentworth took 4th. So we had another Wpial placer there. We're going to start getting a little more here. 52, Sabrone of Peters Township took 7th at 152 there.
I believe he snagged his 100th win in the process.
Yes, he did. He got his 100th.
Congratulations, Chris. Good stuff, brother.
Got his 100th. Sabrone.
100th Dub Club.
160, Will Turner of Indiana took 6th in that weight class. So Indiana had 3 placers in this tournament, which is nice to see out of a AA school going to a big tournament. 172, Caleb Kinsey, the freshman out of Armstrong. I know you talked about him a couple weeks ago. He took 3rd in that weight class, and Parker Nave of Peters took 8th as well. So Peters had a good showing there as well. 189, Vitaly Daniels of Bentworth took 2nd. And then at 215, no surprise here, Austin Johnson of Muncie won the bracket. But no Wpial guys placed in that bracket at 215. And then at the big boys, Alex Rasilko of Bentworth took 4th at heavyweight. So for only having about 5 teams there, not a bad showing from the WPIL.
No, not at all. And a little bit more of the same, I would say, maybe a couple more teams. But the Fred Bell tournament up in Grove City, we saw a couple nice head-on-head Wpial matchups. We saw some Wpial guys do really good things. I was able to watch, the back half of the finals. PA Power was able to get the connection working there, and I was able to watch the back half. It was awesome. Blake Rayner looked really good. Brennan Morgan, of course, looked really good. Bonnie looked really good with a match with Canali. So, yeah, there's a bunch of nice stuff. We'll run down that more weight by weight here in a second.
Yeah, I was going to say, I missed that one. Canali and Bonnie, they had to have met the finals, right?
I believe so. Like
they did. Bonnie 3-2.
Yeah, yep. And apparently it was a nice dog fight. So we'll get into all that. But I believe we have our first guest on right now. All right. What's going on, man?
Nothing much. How are you?
Doing well. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So how's everything going at Ohio?
It's going really good right now. We're in like our MAC dual season, so our next few matches are all against other teams in the MAC. So got like 4 more, I think, and then the MAC tournament and then nationals.
Nice, man. So talk about what it's been like adjusting to a D1 style of wrestling. It's got to be a little bit different than wrestling in high school.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the biggest thing is just like how competitive the room is. Kind of like in high school, there's always like a couple guys that were new. So like every day wasn't super hard, or every partner you have wasn't super hard, but moving to like a college room, anyone you grab is tough. So I think that's something to adjust to. I think hand fighting is like a big thing for me that I had to work on, just because I didn't move my hands at all. when I wrestled in high school. So that was like a big thing me and my coaches worked on, was like faking and just pulling and keeping my hands and feet moving while I'm on my feet. So I think those are two big adjustments that kind of helped me so far.
So you've been on quite hell of a run so far this year. A lot of big wins, ranked up into the top 10 in the country right now. What kind of clicked for you going into this season?
I think going from like starting in high school just to like being on the sidelines my first 2 years here, I didn't start. So like just seeing the guys that were ahead of me do pretty well just kind of gave me some confidence. And then it was just, I was ready to go when it was my time to step up. And I just been trying to approach every match the same, no matter who it is, and just go out there and wrestle my style.
Talk about what it is like to balance college life, balance studying, balance, weight balancing. I feel like wrestling has the toughest gig, man. You guys weigh in, 15, 20, 30 times a year. Talk about, what that grind is like and how do you stay consistent on it?
Yeah, I mean, at first it's pretty difficult to balance. Like you said, wrestling season's super long, so you're practicing twice a day, and then you have classes, homework, travel like almost every other weekend. So, just I think the easiest thing that I've done is just just set aside like blocks of time. So it's nice at our school. We have this academic center that only athletes can go to, and it's like super quiet. You can get a room, a tutor, like anything you need. So I just try to make it there if I have to take care of any like classwork issues. But other than that, I mean, I just try to stay consistent with my diet so my weight doesn't get too bad, and takes time, but eventually get kind of a routine set.
How did wrestling in the Franklin Regional Room in high school with Coach Leby and the really good teams you had, how much did that prepare you for the college level? Having a guy as your head coach who, was a Division I wrestler at West Virginia and has been to all the places you want to get
All-American.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't have asked for a better high school staff. Leby was awesome. He's the man, and Coach Sill, he was always great with like wrestling with us. So I think it helped a ton because, like you said, they wrestled in college, so they kind of almost ran it similar to a college practice, which I think a lot of high schools don't get. And then obviously I had a ton of partners in the room. So I think it helped a lot coming from a good high school, good background.
Now, are you following what's going on with the team this year, like how good they're doing, or are you just kind of staying focused on what you got going on?
I've seen a little bit, especially I talked to Leby a little bit when I was at home at Christmas, and I think last time I checked, they were like 17-0.
Still undefeated.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
Yeah, they're the Wpial playoff start. Well, tonight the wrestling's, but Franklin's the 2 seed in the Wpial team bracket.
Okay, who's number 1?
Trinity's the 1 seed.
Trinity. Okay.
So Franklin on Wednesday, Franklin is going to wrestle Pine Richland, and Latrobe is going to wrestle West Allegheny, and then the winners are going to wrestle right after in the quarterfinals.
Okay.
Yeah, still undefeated. They had a big win against Norwin last week. Donnie, you were commentating that one.
Yeah, that was very big win, both sides, a lot of intensity. It was really good. Just what they won every toss-up match, Franklin Regional. My question to you is, what is it like? What was it like wrestling in those dual tournaments, those dual matches? What's it been like wrestling in duels in college? I know that's been a hot topic, on Twitter, the dual national championships versus individuals and things of that nature. Just what's it been like to wrestle in high-level duels?
I think it's awesome. There's so much energy and just like passion from like both sides. I think it's hard to beat, honestly. Yeah, I think I love wrestling and dual matches in the Convocation Center here at Ohio. They do a pretty good job. They have like a show on the jumbotron that like shows all of us, and it's just a cool atmosphere to be in.
What's your next duel coming up?
Central Michigan this Sunday.
Ooh, that's a
Sunday.
good one. Nice.
What's the game of choice in the Ohio wrestling room?
Handball.
Handball. Okay.
Yeah.
So what's your position? You goalie, you facilitator, what are you trying to score? What you get in there for?
I mean, I'm a scorer personally. I try to score. So I'll play defense, but I'm normally hanging around on the other end.
Well, we do got a surprise for you. We got your head coach sneaked on with us.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. What's up, Garrett?
Nothing much.
There he is. Hey, this guy's a stud, huh?
Having a hell of a year, man.
Yeah, we've been excited back here, and like I talked to you guys about, man, it's something that we knew that would happen with Garrett. I think a lot of people didn't know it, but he's came in the room over Wpial. He's turned into a man. He looks great.
Can he handle you now?
I wouldn't mess with him at all. There is zero chance.
How's the wrist? You all healed up?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, a couple more weeks still of dealing with it, but yeah, it's good. It's coming along. Thanks.
That's good. Good to hear.
Yeah, Garrett, what's up, buddy?
Nothing much.
Yeah, he give you guys some good stuff.
Oh yeah. Great stuff.
Yeah.
Trying to.
We were just talking about his handball game. He said he's a scorer. He said he's the one scoring all the points.
He was.
Used to play. We did used to play a lot more games in high school, but that's how we would warm up every day.
Yeah, he was good at it. He's an athlete.
I love that.
He looks, I'll tell you, totally different now. Like he's grown into his body, man. He looks great.
That's good stuff, man. Talk about what it's like. What was it like coaching Garrett in high school? You talk about his emergence and things of that nature, but you knew it before pretty much anyone else did, and you always believed in him. Talk about that.
Well, I think that's one thing. When Garrett came up as a freshman, he kind of Garrett was always the ultimate team guy that everybody loved, and we had a good group with Carter Dybert, him and Finn. So I think, even when Garrett was young, he wrestled out of weight class a little bit, kind of wrestling up. And then, you could always see how good he was. And he won a lot. And like I said, I think the first 3 years, Garrett was probably out of his weight class just by a weight class, which is a lot in high school. And then his senior year, when you look at that COVID bracket in the Wpial, he took fourth, and the top three guys were all ranked, in the top 10 in the country, I believe. And Garrett was in overtime with, with all of them essentially. So it was great coaching him. Garrett's lovable, man. My kids love him. He was always awesome with them, and he's fun to coach, and it's fun to see him, continue to develop and be on the national scene now.
I remember it would have been your senior year, Garrett, the county tournament. I think it was at Kiski. We were commentating with Westmoreland. I believe you won the OW for that tournament, didn't you? I think you were like the 5 seed. Ended up winning the bracket and won the OW for the county tournament.
Yeah.
I believe Franklin won the team race as well that year.
Yeah, that was another thing. We had a great team that year that we thought really good, and kind of got cut a little bit short by COVID at the end of the year, where we had great senior group and great leaders on our team that I think the individual performance at that point was really important. It's kind of that risk if you come contagious. It was a 2-week. So we decided as a group. But I think that group there, we could have, you had Waynesburg that year that was really good, but we felt we could have competed with most other teams in the WPL that year.
Was that Kapusta and Marion's freshman year? Were they freshmen on that team?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they were freshmen.
Now they're the wise men. That's awesome.
It's crazy how it goes, right?
So fast, buddy. So fast. I was just thinking about that the other day.
We talked about it when Garrett came back in the room, which he came over break. All of our other guys used to come back and work out with him, and then he was back in the room working out with those. It's awesome to see, especially, those guys, like I said, Garrett, I talked to his coach, Joel Greenlee last Saturday, and we were talking. He just looks like a man now. I mean, I love it. I love it.
Garrett, talk about what it's been like getting in that Ohio room. The coaches, coaching you up, and you reaching that next level.
Yeah, I love the coaches here. They do a great job. Much like Levy, I think the biggest thing was like they just always enforce that how much they believe in me and like how good they think I am and how good I can be. So that's I've always had a lot of love throughout high school and in the college room too. And our assistant Cody Walters, he wrestles every day with us. So it's good to get someone bigger, like a former All-American, to wrestle with every day. It's pretty awesome. So
Does he grip you up?
yeah, he's unreal on top.
What are your goals the rest of the season?
So I want to get. So I think we have 4 more dual matches, and I don't know if you saw like the NCAA. I'm top like 10 in pins. I just had one.
Yeah.
I just had another one on last Friday. So I'm hoping to get 2 more pins before the end of the season, before Max, and then going into Max. I want to win. So I want to be a MAC champ, and then Nationals, I want to be an All-American. So those are the goals for the rest of the season.
Let's awesome.
Go. All right, last question I have for you. It's a little bit softer. You got a golf game?
I do. I've been working on it. That's one thing when I came to college, all my buddies that I met here, like most of them golf. So that's something I got into pretty fast once I got here.
There's some beautiful courses out by your way up there.
There is. We do a golf outing every year, and we go to this course. It's like right over the border of West Virginia, which is only like 30 minutes from here, and it's super nice.
Love that.
Interesting. Big golf fans on here.
Kaz, we might have to make an appearance to the golf outing.
You
Drag
should.
Levy along.
Yeah, we'll get a foursome in there.
Yeah,
You
baby.
should.
Let's go. Kaz, I don't have anything else. Do you, brother?
No, I'm good. Thanks for coming on, Garrett. Best of luck the rest of the way, and we'll be pulling for you for sure.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
You're the man, Garrett. Appreciate you, brother.
Yep.
Coach Levy, good luck to you guys as well. Heading into Wednesday, I see you guys are going to be getting Pine Richland. They just beat Hempfield. I don't know. I'm sure you saw that, but we just got the update as well.
Yeah, they got some really good individuals. So it's that'll certainly be someone that going into that first round. People look at us being seed high that we got to be ready to wrestle because they have some of the best individuals. Obviously at certain weight classes that. So it should be some fun. We're excited to get to Wednesday and wrestle. You know what I mean? I think all 4 teams in our quadrant are pretty good teams.
It's good stuff. Yeah. So how do you, when the brackets came out, how did you like your draw, where you were at, based off where everyone else was at? It's always like a big topic discussion. Not everyone is always happy, if I can say that right.
Honestly, I think it's going to sound cliche or whatever, but we just want to take care of what we can control. We couldn't control our bracket coming out. I do think without knowing West Allegheny's situation that they've had their really good team, has some good individuals, and obviously the team we're more familiar with is Lake Trobe. They had a win over North Allegheny. I truly believe Lake Trobe could be a top 4, top 5 team. So anytime you're sitting, we feel good about, we got rewarded with the 2 seed, but when you see a team like Lake Trobe sitting there, if we would happen to get through Pine Richland, I got great respect for them. They had just out in the county tournament, and in a lot of ways, I think, they could be a little bit higher seed, but it looked like they kind of, the 6 section champs were rewarded. So I think Lake Trobe was kind of that next best team out of there, and it is what it is. Our guys, I think, are ready to go, and we're going to try to control what we can control.
Do you prepare any different kind of this weekend, today, tomorrow, that you have potentially 2 matches on Wednesday compared to just 1?
No, I think for us, no, we our guys work really, really hard. So I think, we kind of went a little different approach. We went 5:30 in the morning on Friday morning because it was a nice day. It was like 60 degrees. So we ended up giving the weekend off. So once they trained early and got a great churning in, kind of gave them Friday, Saturday off. You know what I mean? So that was kind of strategic, and then gave them Sunday off as well. But a lot of our guys that are club guys kind of went and got a workout in. So I think they were kind of well recovered coming into today, and we're just going to focus on, kind of those guys being sharp and ready to go. I think our guys work extremely hard, and it's going to come down to toss-up matches. If we can get through Pine Richland, if we can win some of those toss-up matches, and then get on to Lake Trevor or West Allegheny, our guys just got to be ready to go and kind of use their conditioning to their advantage.
I don't have anything else, brother.
All good. Best of luck Wednesday. I know the Westmoreland crew will be there. I'm not exactly sure who, because we'll be at Derry as well. So I'm not sure who's going where, but somebody will be there seeing you. I think D Hall, you're going to be at Franklin for sure.
Yes, I am.
You'll be at Franklin. Hey, we love it whenever either one of you guys are there. Last time you was there, D Hall, we came out on the good side at Norwin. So hopefully you're bringing a little bit of that mojo to Franklin Regional for us.
We'll see what happens, man. I'm excited to be there in Murraysville, PA, baby.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming in. Like I said, we're super proud of our team overall this year. That I think we put ourselves in a great position. But again, I'm not naive. There's 4 good teams on our side, and if brackets do hold, I do think Lake Trobe has an argument to be one of the top 4 teams based off their body of work. So I think it should be a lot of fun. I think if people are coming out, hopefully if we can get through the first round and whoever we see, should be a lot of fun. So I do appreciate you guys having Garrett on today, man. I think it's a great story for the viewers. We're so proud of him, and so proud of him. And I think he has a high ceiling, hopefully, for the rest of his college career.
Well, without a doubt.
100% agree. Yeah, I'm excited to see where he finishes up, and perfect program for him. He seems like he's killing it. So you definitely got fans in us, no doubt about it.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Appreciate you,
Coach.
Hey, I'll be tuning in. Be gentle on us tonight in your predictions.
Just make sure you watch the rest of the show, okay?
That's right. Hey, thanks, guys.
Later,
Appreciate you, Coach. Later.
Thanks. Bye.
Always a joy.
Yes, those were 2 good guesses. It was nice. Garrett, do you see Garrett's face blew up when he saw?
Oh, man.
Come on, he was so happy to see him.
Yeah, man, that was good stuff. I wasn't sure if I was going to tell him or not.
The surprise was worth it.
Yeah, I think the surprise was better, man. I think the surprise was great. Okay,
so we're gonna get into our brackets now.
We got to sneak out Fred Bell real quick.
Fred Bell, that's right.
We got to sneak out Fred Bell real quick. Okay, I know you're chomping. So 107. I didn't see any place winners for the Wpial. No, I lied. Tucker, Maine, McGuffey, 107. We're gonna talk about McGuffey. McGuffey has some nice kids. Okay, 114. In this weight class, we see another McGuffey kid, Lane Ely, at 7. It takes 7th place. 121, one of the first weight classes I kind of want to talk about. Antonio Bonnie, Dom Canali, Kale Yannick, top 3. Nice showing for the Wpial there, Kaz.
Emmett Wolf, 5th.
Yep, I was going to get down to Emmett Wolf. I mean, McGuffey's got some kids, man. Look at that.
They're really good in them lightweights.
Ooh, buddy, we're going to talk about them. I mean, I did some of that research. I'm like, they're no joke. So, but that final, man, Bonnie just continues to impress, right? I mean, all year, every test he seems to go up against, he passes. So, I've been so impressed with Antonio Bonnie this year.
Yeah, and that was in tiebreaker too. Reversal. That's in Yannick takes 3rd. That's going to be fun to see those that AAA weight class pan out, in a few weeks at the Wpial tournament.
Moving right up to the next weight class, another McGuffey, Lucas Barr takes home the championship at 127 pounds. Don Lindsay from Central Valley takes home 4th. Zane Gardner from Trinity takes home 6th. And Robert Hoy from Richland takes home 8th. Nice weight class here for the Wpial.
Yeah, it was. That was Barr getting the championship. Again, another one of those McGuffey kids. Lindsay, it was nice to see Dawn get up on the podium as well. 2 good AA kids there.
Okay, next one. The only Wpial placer at 133 pounds was Dustin Kerr from Hampton. Two back-to-back place finishes for Kerr. I know he placed at Allegheny Counties. He places here. Hampton, one of those programs that's rebuilding and starting to come back around. One of those nice AA programs that's got some nice roots, and I feel like they're going to be there soon.
Yeah, they're getting a lot better. I remember I've seen Kerr wrestle a couple times. Kid's pretty tough.
Mm-hmm. No doubt. Okay, next one, another notable weight class, 139 pounds. Blake Rayner takes on the championship over Dominic Ferraro. And Anthony Orlandini takes home 4th. Giovanni Waitman of Bell Vernon takes home 6th. Nice weight class here for the Wpial. Blake Rayner on a tear. 9-3 decision in the finals over Don Ferraro.
Yeah, that was definitely the highlight match there. Reiner looks really good. Be interested to see what he does in the postseason. That 139-pound weight class in AAA is really good. So he's going to have his hands full. I mean, everyone's going to have their hands full there. But I'm excited to see who comes out on top of that.
How about this one, buddy? This is one of the surprises of the weekends to me. Liam Costa of Moon goes out and gets the championship at 145 pounds. The only other place winner, Victor Bonus of McGuffey, takes home 6th.
Yeah, this was pretty remarkable out of Costa here. I mean, he was like the 5 seed, ends up beating everybody in this bracket. Did a really good job. He's a freshman, I believe, too, right?
I believe so. Yes.
Moon has a pretty solid team. I know
they're coming, man. Numbers.
They wrestled Kiski tonight. Did you get a final on that?
I didn't.
Moon Kiski during the night.
I didn't. Not yet. At the text Schofield, that's where he was going tonight. So I'll text him and see where they're at there. Cooper Dietz, 152 pounds, the only place winner for the Wpial, 6th place.
Out of West Mifflin.
Mifflin.
I'm looking for Schofield's Twitter, but he doesn't. He didn't post any updates because he's at Kiski right now.
He dropped knowledge, man. I was impressed with him today. He did very good. Hold on. Maybe he texted me. Schofield. No, nothing from. I only got the Pine Richland score so far.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything else on Twitter. I mean, I guess we could always reach out.
I just texted him.
But
I just texted him. Okay.
Live results coming to you.
No, we're gonna try.
Where
are we at? 160 pounds. Mac Miller, Pine Richland takes on the championship. Takes on 2nd place rather. Close 6-5 decision loss there. And then the only other place winner was Ian Olson of West Mifflin, takes home 8th place. Okay, next one, 172 pounds. Real quickly here, this one was really impressive. Vaughn Spencer goes home and takes home the championship. He goes out and beats some really nice opponents. I mean, there were some good kids in this. Bodie Morgan takes home 6th place. Braden Welsh takes home 4th place. Elijah Brown from Bell Vernon was in there. He takes home 3rd place. Hunter Homan was he's ranked 2nd in the state from Grove City. He took home 2nd. Vaughn Spencer beat him 5-4 in the finals. Nice win there. Nice tournament for Vaughn Spencer.
That bracket was loaded.
Mm-hmm.
Spencer's ranked 1 in the state in AAA, Homan 2 in AA. Welsh has been ranked top 5 all year. He gets upset by Brown. That 172-pound weight class in AA is ridiculous with Brown, Lisinski, Perkins, and Welsh. They've all beaten each other this year pretty much.
No doubt.
So
yeah, man.
That was a fun one to see.
Yeah, I was interested to see how that one played out. And kudos to Vaughn Spencer. He looks great. Okay, next weight class, 189 pounds. We see a couple guys here. Anthony Salvini of Fort Cherry takes home 3rd. Slayton Williams of Southside takes home 5th. Colton Carlson of Laurel takes home 6th. Austin Hoffman of Bell Vernon takes home 7th. A lot of place winners there for the Wpial.
Yes, there was. Who was Hoffman of Bell Vernon? Bell Vernon getting a number of kids on the podium. Anthony Salvini's having a really good year.
Fantastic year. Yep.
I think he has a win over Lehue earlier in the year. The kid looks really good. He's one to definitely keep an eye out on moving forward, kind of piggybacking off that football season.
Yeah, man. Great year, and it was great.
Shocker at 215.
Brennan Morgan takes on the championship at 215. I'm sorry, I got mixed up with the Franklin Regional. It's Franklin, not Franklin Regional. And Dylan Drobov, sorry out there, for McGuffey takes home 8th place. But man, Brennan Morgan continues his tirade. He looks great.
Yeah, if he stays at 215, him and Rune on a collision course, At 215, it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, it looks like Brennan Morgan pinned everyone he wrestled. So impressive. That's impressive stuff. Okay. 285 heavyweight. Casey Wilson makes the finals for Laurel, but comes up short. Perry Riggle for Bell Vernon takes home third. Lewis Ryan from Fort Cherry takes home fourth. And Nick Glock from Hampton takes home second place winner there.
It's Casey Wilson. I haven't seen Laurel at all this year, but I believe this Wilson kid's a freshman. He must be pretty good. They always got freaking heavyweights at Laurel.
I talk about that with my cousin because my cousin's Freedom, right? And they always battle Laurel. And dude, they gotta have some type of like workout weight program or something. I gotta have when I had Coach Renio on in the Renio, I think that's how his name. I gotta ask him about that because you're right, dude. They're always got some type of monster.
Always, they're 215 heavyweight. They always have them. Always have them. They're always good. Back to the old Mitch Miles Wpial finals match. Kid from Burgettstown, Kemper.
Oh yeah.
Him and Kemper, and those two went back and forth all the time. They were great matches.
No doubt. All right, brother. What do you think?
Showtime.
It is. It's time, brother. All right. So what do you want to do? You want to start off? Here's how we're gonna do this. All right. We can run ours. We have two different options. We can make it live. We'll make a decision live right now. We can do double A. Let Schofield's video run, make his picks, and then we can do triple A, and then finish with our wrestler of the week.
Let's do that.
Okay. Give a little suspense for the triple A. All right. Here we go.
Let's run it.
Okay, so double A. Started right off the bat. Let's do it site by site. First site, Burgettstown. They were the 1 seed. They have the winner of Laurel and Central Valley is the 1 seed versus, I believe that's the 16 seed. And then the 8-9 matchup is Fraser and Montour. Assuming we're both taking Burgettstown for the sake of time here to win the first one.
Yes.
Nothing against the two other programs. We've talked about them a bunch already. They're doing well. But Burgettstown's on a mission. First thing we got to talk about, Fraser Montour. What you got?
So when I did these, I spent about 3 hours doing this. I picked. I went through box scores. I predicted a score for each match. Now I know it's. And
hold on, Kaz. Hold on. Where is all your information and how are you doing everything tonight?
So I got, believe it or not, I got everything on spreadsheet, which is.
And believe it or not, I got everything on paper.
And for everyone that knows me, I'm the worst tech guy in the world. I always use a Bic number 2 pen and a sheet of white graphing paper for everything I do. And if everyone that knows Donnie, he doesn't know how to write. All he does is use the computer.
Horrible. I'm almost literate with how I write. Terrible.
So now we're backwards for some odd reason. But that's how you know it's going to be a good show.
Yeah, no doubt. I'll give a shout out to Joe McCara. He was like, man, you got to print them out and do it like NCAA, like bracket style. I was like, you know what, I should. I printed them out at work and I started writing them out. So, all right. So, Fraser Montour, who you got, brother?
So when I predicted the scores and I did it kind of assuming, kind of trying to predict a team may want to bump here, may want to bump here. So it's not foolproof, but a guesstimation. But I have Montour winning that duel. I had a 39-34. So I have Montour beating Fraser, which some would call an upset. Montour's the 9 seed. So 9/8, I don't consider it really an upset. An 8-9 matchup to me isn't really an upset. So I have Montour there against Burgettstown.
Buddy, that one's really tight. It was the first one I spent a little bit of time on. I'm going to give Fraser the nod, dude. They've been there the last couple of years. It's Rune's senior year. I think he's going to give it a go. I'm just going to give – and that one's really, really tight, dude. I drew it up a couple different ways, but in the end of the day, I got Fraser. So give me Fraser versus Burgettstown in that first quarter. Who do you got going out to the semis in that quarter?
Burgettstown. I have Burgettstown in that quarterfinal. Sorry, I'm putting on my spreadsheet here. I think Montour has a good team. They have some good pieces with Orlandini and Rook Smith, Abrizov. They have some good kids in there, but just not enough for Burgettstown. I have it somewhere in the 50, 52, 15, somewhere in that realm. So give me Burgettstown, your semifinalist in the top pod.
I agree. I got the same thing. Obviously I got Fraser, but I got Burgettstown. I got Burgettstown moving out to the semis. Just a little bit too much, man. Too much senior leadership. And where they're not good, they're decent, So I think that they just move on and get to the semis. Next site, Derry, one of the hot young teams of the Wpial. Derry, the 4 seed, Mount Pleasant, the 5 seed. So Derry's wrestling Southmoreland, and Mount Pleasant's wrestling Indiana. Let's start off at the top side of it. Mount Pleasant, Indiana. What do you got there, Cass?
This to me is an incredible duel, maybe the best first round duel in AA. Indiana and Mount Pleasant. I actually have Indiana upsetting Mount Pleasant here. When I did scores, I have 37-33. I think those lightweights for Indiana are going to score enough points. So I have Indiana beating Mount Pleasant. And then Derry Southmoreland, another tough one. I went back and forth on this. I played about 4 different scenarios. Had Southmoreland win in a couple, Derry win in a couple. It can go either way. But I think Derry being the 4 seed, I think I'm going to go with Derry. But if Southmoreland wins that, I will not be surprised.
I know Southmoreland has some really nice wins this year, dude, and they got some really tough individuals.
Southmoreland's so good from 52 and up.
Mm-hmm.
And Derry's forfeiting 107. So they're getting 6 right there. There's a couple lightweights where I would say toss-up matches where Southmoreland could steal one, but assuming I got to think Southmoreland's going to try bumping away from Brady Brown or just not
probably Horwat too.
Yeah, if Horwat weighs in at 45, Southmoreland's kind of studs start at like 52. I mean, you have Bish at 39. If Bish can pick up a win, I said, I went back and forth on this one. I feel like a lot of people just kind of penciled in Derry because they're the 4 seed and they beat Lake Trobe in that, but Southmoreland's just a bad matchup for them. Not saying that Southmoreland's going to win, but I've been high on Southmoreland all year. I think rightfully so. I think they have some good pieces in that room, and at the top of their lineup, they have a lot of bonus points. Give me Derry and a freaking nail biter, even though I'm torn on that. But if Southmoreland wins, do not be surprised.
I got Derry. And if I was really interested to see where Southmoreland was going to get spotted, I think if they were in a different spot, even if against Mount Pleasant, I think that was a nice, matchup. I know they already wrestled and everything, but, or a Freedom, McGuffey. I don't know. McGuffey's, we're going to talk about, I like McGuffey. All right. But I got Derry going out against Mount Pleasant, and then I got Derry again. I just think their young studs are so good, and they bring a different attitude. You talked about Brady Brown after you interviewed him. He wanted to tech fall, in the finals there at Southmoreland. So I just think that they got that attitude, man. I really like their coach, Troy Dolan. I think he's putting them in really good in the right direction. There's some nice clubs out there, and they're coming. I know that Derry's got some nice kids in junior high too. So give me Derry, man. Give me Derry to get to the semis.
Yeah, I have Derry getting to the semis as well. I think they'll beat Indiana. They wrestled earlier in the year. Derry won by I want to say they won by 11 or 12.
Yeah.
Which Indiana was battling them, and then Indiana forfeited 215 in heavyweight, which kind of surprised me because they had guys there. I wasn't sure. So they gave 12 points there. Not to say they wouldn't have got pinned. I'm not sure, but it was a good match. But I think Derry still has enough, and Derry will be in the semis against Burgettstown on the top half.
So we both agree there, Derry, Burgettstown. We both got the same thing. All right, next site, Quaker Valley hosts. They are the 3 seed. McGuffey is the 6 seed. Quaker Valley has Hopewell. McGuffey has Freedom. I'll go first since you've gone first on the last couple. I got Quaker Valley over Hopewell. Hopewell coming along, another one of those teams that's starting to find their way. They got some nice pieces. Obviously, Isaiah Pisano is one of their highlights, man. He's going to UPJ, and I know that Coach Tyler Reinhardt's really, really excited about him. So, but yeah, give me Quaker Valley. I just think just a little bit too much there. And then the next one, dude, you know me. I'm a Freedom guy. I look for every reason under the sun to give Freedom a chance to win this duel. I wrote it up like 4 or 5 different ways. Ultimately, McGuffey's just got too many studs in the middle of that lineup. From like 27 to like 52, 60 even. They're good, dude. And then they got a couple really nice bigger guys like McGuffey's problems, man. And, you know, and I'll just say that McGuffey, I'll just finish it off. That McGuffey Quaker Valley was one of the longest ones I sweated over. That one's really, really tight because I wanted to pick McGuffey in the upset because once I saw their records but I just think Quaker Valley's got too much. I mean, they got 2 super studs, in my opinion, and Cazalis and Anderchuk at 107, and then Matt Dana at 145 is super tough. They just got a Deemert's in there. They just got a lot of really nice kids. Just give me Quaker Valley over McGuffey in a absolute dogfight cast.
Yeah, I'm right with you on everything. I have Quaker Valley over Hopewell. Fairly easy. I think they kind of run through that. I have McGuffey over Freedom. I don't think McGuffey will kind of be in any position to lose that, although Freedom will get some matches. And then McGuffey and Quaker Valley in the quarters. I'm going to go with Quaker Valley. I actually think Quaker Valley's a bad matchup for McGuffey.
So I'm getting a live update as we're sitting right now from Schofield. Kiski, 24-21, 3 bouts left. They're up by 3.
Over
I'm
Moon.
going to ask them what weight did they start at.
If it's to the top of the lineup, that's good for Kiski.
That's why I said that's why it all depends on what weight they're at, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
If they're at like 21, it could go either way because you're hitting Yannick and some guys.
Newsflash for those of you out there, this is going to be a long show, so just settle in. I don't got to work tonight. Kaz don't got to work tonight. Normally, I got to run off to work. It might be 2 hours tonight, so just settle in and relax. We're going to be bullshitting a little bit tonight. So, but yeah, where were we even at, Kaz?
I got Quaker Valley over McGuffey in the quarters.
Yes.
I think Quaker Valley is going to get a lot of bonus here. I actually have it a pretty big spread. I had it around 47-24. Quaker Valley. I think they're going to get a lot of bonus. But the way I had McGuffey only winning 4 matches, but those 4 matches are pins.
All right.
I just feel like it's a tough matchup with, Maine is one of the better kids from McGuffey, but he's running into Anderchuk.
Yep.
You have Cazalis sitting there at 33. He's going to get, I think, Newman or
one of their middleweight studs.
in taking a win away from a guy they count on.
Right.
I just think it's a tough matchup for him.
I agree. Okay. Next site, the Burrell Bucks host. They are the 2 seed. Bentworth is the 7 seed. Burrell has the winner of Hampton or Avonworth, and then Bentworth has Highlands. What you got here, Kaz?
Bentworth Highlands, I think, is going to be a really good duel. Bentworth has those 4 or 5 studs in their lineup. Highlands has a really good team as well. I think Bentworth has just enough to get by them. I think that duel is going to be within 7-8 points of each other. So give me Bentworth. Moving on, and then I have Burrell moving in. Whether they wrestle Quaker Valley, Avonworth or Hampton. I think it's gonna. I picked it to be Hampton, but I don't see any reason why Burrell isn't going to roll through that match. So I would have Burrell versus Bentworth, and in that match, I have Burrell winning by about 25 in that match. I think that middle of the lineup for Burrell is going to be tough for Bentworth. But Bentworth's going to get some wins. I mean, Chris Vargas in the lineup, Vitaly Daniels.
They got like 4 or 5 kids that are monsters. No doubt.
Yeah, like they're gonna get a couple wins. But I just think Burrow has a complete lineup. I don't see why they don't, cover that by 20, 25-ish.
Okay. Buddy, I pretty much agree with you on everything. I do agree with you. I got Burrow winning out to the semis, beating Bentworth beating Highlands. Bentworth, tough, man. Like we talked about, they got a couple really, really nice kids, man. And I think Vargo is on a mission this year. I just think he's just been on a different level. I don't know, since taking that loss last year, maybe in the state finals, he's just been on a freaking tear. Every time I see him, he's just mashing people. So, but yeah, just a little bit too much. Burrow, obviously, I think we're going to, we'll talk about here in a minute. But so, all right, I think we're both agreement. We got the same 4 each way.
Yep.
All right. Which way do you want to start? You want to just stay down here and then we'll go up top?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, I'll go first. I got Burrow. And I think that come on, Shy. Come on, baby. My dog's coming down. I got Burrow, and I think it's going to be a pretty good match. Quaker Valley's got some really nice pieces, like we talked about Gonzalez. We talked about Anderchek, but ultimately Burrow, especially, if they get Lisinski back, just going to be a little bit too much. So give me Burrow to make it to the finals in the first semi.
I'm with you there. I have Burrow. Quaker Valley wrestled in the semis last year as well. I have Burrow in that match, similar to the Bentworth score. Again, Quaker Valley, similar to that McGuffey Quaker Valley, just a matchup where Anderchek, they get a lot of points out of him in duels, and he's gonna wrestle Cam Baker, who's top 4 in the state. But Cazal, like I said, Quaker Valley still has a good lineup. Cazales mixed in there, Dimert, Dana, but Burrow just has too much. So I have Burrow moving on into the finals.
I agree. All right, upper semi, Burgettstown versus Derry.
I have Burgettstown. Similar to the other one, Derry's going to win a couple matches. No, they'll win more than a couple, but just not a great matchup. Burgettstown has way too much kind of in the middle of that lineup, kind of that 33 to 72 range. We're going to see some good matches there. I mean, Horwat's going to probably see Rudy Brown, I would guess. So we're going to see some good matchups, but Burgettstown, too much. Derry giving up 6 at 107 with that forfeit hurts in a lot of duels. I don't think it would make the difference, but I give me Burgettstown. I think they I'm not going to say cruise to the finals, but they don't leave any doubt in people's minds. It's going to be a rematch of last year, Burrow and Burgettstown.
Yeah, man, I agree with you. I think it's going to be a rematch of Burrow and Burgettstown. I think it's going to be – come here, buddy. Come say – come here. Come say hello real quick. Come on. Say
hey!
Hi. Hey, say hi.
What's up, NJ?
Hi.
Say hi, Cass.
Hi, Cass.
Is it getting close to bedtime?
It's getting close to bedtime. He's coming down and say good night. I love you.
I love you.
Did
All
Daddy
right,
get you a snack? How were those bacon cheeseburgers you guys had for dinner?
How was your burger?
Good.
It was good? Was it yummy?
Heck. Feel me.
Yummy? All right, buddy. I love you. I'll be up in a minute, okay? I'm playing a video here in a second, so I'll be up to say good night, okay? All right. So for my pick, sorry for that, guys.
It's a family show.
It's a family show, no doubt about it.
Except when Smitty comes on, he likes to push the PG-13.
Marky V as well. Marky V is not a dad yet, so
Is he expecting?
I don't think so. Not yet.
Well,
not that I've heard.
But
Not that I've heard. Not yet. So I hope so. That would be great news.
We need another Vaughn running around.
Oh my goodness! Listen, I've talked to him. I want
another Vaughn and another Raygard running around.
Oh,
Imperial, Pennsylvania need to watch out.
Oh, dude. All right. You got me. All right, so we're moving on. We got Burgettstown and Derry. I got Burgettstown, just a little bit too much. Really respect Derry's program. I think Derry might be where Burgettstown's at when we look up here in 2 or 3 years. They might be the team to beat, but ultimately just a little bit too much. Burgettstown, give me them to make the finals over Derry.
So we're identical on semis. We're identical on finals. So that means we would have Derry, Quaker Valley for 3rd and 4th. Both qualified for the state tournament. Top 2 go to Hershey. 3rd and 4th have a wrestling match. So all 4 I would have at Hershey, and I think Derry would win that 3rd and 4th place match. So give me Derry 3rd, Quaker Valley 4th. And then the finals, we have a rematch of last year. Excuse me, Burl and Burgettstown. I have it 36-31 Burl. I think the lightweights.
Is Lisinski wrestling or not?
I would assume he is.
Okay, he hasn't wrestled the last couple of weeks.
I did all my projections assuming I know
Assuming
Erdley,
everyone was healthy.
like Rune hasn't wrestled a lot. Erdley hasn't wrestled a lot for Frazier. I assumed they were in there. I assumed everyone was wrestling in all my projections. So I have Burl 37-31 Burl. I think Burl's going to get a lot of points in the lightweights and kind of those upper weights. It's going to be a little too much. Going to be a hell of a duel, just like it was last year. Either way.
Oh, dude, I've watched both these teams wrestle this year. I've been keeping a very keen eye on both of these teams because I knew this was going to be a collision course. And I think we both agree, barring anything unforeseen, this is going to be the collision course come.
Yeah,
Saturday.
We've said that since November.
Since we started, right? Give me B-Town, baby. Give me the Burgettstown Blue Devils. I think it's going to be a tight one, dude, but I just think I got to pick the Burgettstown boys. I've been on them all year. I think they got good guys everywhere. Heavyweight's nice. And listen, it's going to be so razor close. And it's going to, like we always say, it's going to come down to the flip. It's going to come down to the 50-50 matches, like it always does, brother.
Yep. Bonus 50-50 matches. The crowd's going to be electric.
That's, dude, the crowd might be the hottest match for the crowd. Out of all the matches, double A and triple A.
That's worth the price of admission.
100%. Go in and just feel that atmosphere. It's going to be awesome. All right, brother.
There's our double A. We wrapped up double A.
Well, that's it, dude. We're wrapped up with double A. I got Quaker Valley over Derry for 3rd, 4th. So we're opposite on the semis or the finals in 3rd and 4th.
Everything else we're pretty close.
Pretty chalky on. We knew I feel like we were on this spot. I feel like you knew you were going to pick Burrow. I knew I was going to pick Burgettstown all year. But
we're not going to be the same on AAA, I don't think.
No, AAA is going to be a little bit wild. Okay. What do you think? We'll let Paul Sheffield show his stuff, talk about his picks, man. You guys are going to want to stick around for this stuff. Settle in. It's about 20 minutes. It's really, really good stuff. Enjoy this. All right, we'll see you guys in about 20 minutes. Okay, joining me now on the call, we have the sports writer for the Trib Review, Paul Schofield. How are you, sir?
Good, Don. How about yourself?
Doing real good indeed. Thank you so much for coming on and shooting the shit a little bit. I'm excited to grip some knowledge off you. Doing it a long time.
Yeah, quite a few years.
So according to my research, 1980, first year of covering the Wpial tournament?
1980. Covered for the Daily Courier. Connellsville had a pretty good wrestling team then, and they still do.
No way. So talk to me about what it's been like covering the Wpial all these years. Every era is a little bit different, right? You had the 80s, you had the 90s, late 80s, early 90s when NA was going through. Then Cannon Mac had its reign in the late 2010s, and Franklin Regional had some good teams. So just talk about what it's been like covering Wpial wrestling all these years.
Well, it's gone the gamut, that's for sure. When I first started, I think the Greene County and Washington County schools, along with NA, were the most dominant. But back also Mount Lebanon was pretty strong back then too. And then things started changing a little bit in the late into mid 80s. I think North Allegheny became very strong, winning year after year. They had a dynamite team. Ray Brinzer was on a team. Jamie Carriasis, Rich Catalano. That's just some of them that I can remember. And then come the 90s, Connellsville started making a big push and big move. And knowing from talking to the late Tom Doley, Connellsville got better because they started journeying out to the east and learning what the east teams were doing. They went out to Easton, they'd go out to Blair, they'd go out to Northampton and wrestle tournaments out there. And they were learning that they were getting, I think they were stronger. They were strong. They were good wrestlers, but they were also stronger. So Connellsville put a big effort back in the 90s to get stronger, and it showed. And then also getting strong during the 90s and early 2000s was Kiski area under Chuck Tursky. And there were some great battles there between Kiski area and Connellsville. McGuffey was good, Cannon McMillan, Waynesburg for a year, and then they went away for a while. But then, of course, lately they've been pretty strong again. So, I mean, it's been a lot of fun watching these teams. I joined the Tribune Review in 1995. And I like to kid the coaches in the Westmoreland County. I said, since I started, you've had a state champion every year. So it must be
love
me.
that. Hey, that's it, man. They know they know you're watching real close. I love that. So let's get right into it, man. What do you want to do? You want to start off on Double A? You want to make some of your picks for the team tournament
Let's
here?
go Double A.
Okay. Do you want to just start off from the top? You want to, just run down each match and, we'll take it from there?
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah.
Okay. Burgettstown versus the winner of the play-in match, Laurel or Central Valley.
Well, that won't be hard. Burgettstown.
Yeah. Burgettstown's pretty tough this year. I'm sure we'll take them a couple times. But let's finish out that quadrant. We'll go school by school. Fraser Montour.
If Fraser doesn't get hurt, Rune Lawrence is now back. Jake Erdley's out and probably out for the year. They were top 5, top 6 team, or maybe even a top 4 team. I know talking to Buck last week, he thought that they got a tough draw. He was hoping to get a 5th or 6th seed. I'm going to pick them over Montour, but then they won't beat Burgettstown.
Okay, that sounds good. I'm going to release mine whenever we talk to Kat. When I talk to Kaz here tonight, but mine's pretty much the same. But so we got Burgettstown in the quarter out of there. I agree with you with Fraser. I thought if they got in a good spot, they might be able to make a run. Not where they're at though. Okay, next one down at Derry. The 5-12 matchup, I believe that is Mount Pleasant versus Indiana.
It's going to be a good match. I think Mount Pleasant has too many guns. They actually had a pretty good tournament out at Bedford. In fact, all the WPL teams did well out in Bedford. Made the finals. Fraser had 2 champions. I think Derry had 2 champions or 2 runner-up. I mean, so they all did well. I was kind of surprised that Derry got the 4 and Mount Pleasant got the 5. And I think you go back and forth with them. I think Mount Pleasant will win. I think Derry will be a win. And then that's going to be a heck of a quarterfinal between Derry and Mount Pleasant. I mean, that's 2 rivals. They happen not to be in the same section. That's where Buck was hoping to get. He wanted another rematch with Mount Pleasant. And you know what? I like that young Derry team. They got a couple of freshmen that are really dynamite. So I think they were a good pick for 4th.
Love that. Okay, so Derry moves out to the semifinals for your bracket. Let's move down to the next site, Quaker Valley. So Quaker Valley is the 3 seed here. They face Hopewell in an opening round matchup.
Quaker Valley. I think they got a nice program.
Moving down to the next one, Freedom Area versus McGuffey.
McGuffey's lost 1 match, and that was the Burgettstown. So I'm looking for McGuffey.
Okay. Quaker Valley McGuffey. This
That's
one
going
was
to be a
tough.
tough one. That's going to be a tough one.
I took a long time on this
McGuffey's got some
morning.
young kids that are pretty good. The Barr kid, the Maines kid. Quaker Valley got some good kids too. I'm going to go Quaker Valley.
Okay. Cool.
But that's a coin flip, really.
It's yes. Yeah, I'm still going back and forth on what I want to do there. Okay. Let's go down to the next site. Borough. Borough versus the play-in match of either Avonworth or Hampton.
Borough.
Okay, so Borough moves out to the next one. So we got Bentworth versus Highlands.
Highlands is pretty solid. They got a nice team. Bentworth got 3 studs.
4. I think I got 4.
Or
pretty
4.
Good. Yeah.
I think Bentworth.
I agree.
I think Highlands can win, but I think Bentworth scores big points.
I think it's just their bonus point rate that they have all those stats that they can just get that bonus points. Kind of puts it a little bit out of reach. Okay, so Bentworth versus Borough in the quarterfinal.
Borough. And now if Borough gets Isaac Lashinsky back, that will help him. He hasn't wrestled since the counties when I think he got a concussion. He got banged in the head wrestling Hunter Snyder of Latrobe in the semifinals. He hasn't been back. So and he didn't wrestle this past weekend at Bedford, or he didn't wrestle 2 weeks or a week ago out of Brookfield. So hopefully he can get back. If he does,
that's a big slot in the lineup, especially as they get a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
Do you want to? Let's run through. Well, let's just finish off the boy. Let's do that. Okay, Burgettstown Dairy in the first semifinal.
I'll go Burgettstown. They're too strong for Dairy this time around.
I agree with you. Okay, other semifinal, Quaker Valley, Borough.
I'll go Borough.
I agree. Okay, so that sets up. Let's do the third place match: Dairy versus Quaker Valley.
That's a toss-up. I'll go Quaker Valley.
Definitely a toss-up. Okay, championship, Burgettstown versus Borough. I feel like this is something that we're all kind of expecting and we're looking forward to. I think it's going to be a dogfight. Right? Yeah, it's going to be a dogfight.
Lashinsky wrestles, I think Borough. If he doesn't wrestle, go Burgettstown. I know it's like
it's wishy-washy, but I'll take it. We know where you stand is based off if Lashinsky wrestles or not. Either way, that's what tells you guys, you wrestling fans out there, how razor close that AA final is going to be, and we both expect guys will
and all 4 teams qualify for the state tournament, though.
Yep.
The 3 and 4 have to go through District 10, I do believe, too.
Right, they got to do a play-in deal, right? So they usually would say they got to go up to like Reynolds or Greenville or something.
Yeah.
Sometimes they come down here. I've seen that too.
Yeah, it hasn't been lately though.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to AAA. Let's start it right at the top. Trinity is the number 1 seed. They're hosting a quad of either Kiskari or Moon, and then Norwin and Plum is also out there. So let's start off Trinity versus either Kiskari or Moon.
I'll go Trinity. They got Morgan back, so that helps.
Okay, Norwin, Plum. 8-9 matchup.
Norwin is going to be the real deal, if not later this year with some of their kids, but down the road.
Okay, so that sets up Trinity and Norwin in the first quarterfinal.
This could be an upset.
Okay, here we go.
I'm going to go Norwin.
All right. You got Norwin out there. I'm going to mark that down.
Yeah. Landon Sidden, I see them trying to match Sidden with Canale, and that'll take a big gun out of Trinity's lineup.
I could see that. Yeah, that makes sense. They'll probably try to find a way to put it in. As well as I do, this damn flip. That thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a big part of it, too. But, yeah, I mean, is there a path for Norwin there? Absolutely, there's a path for Norwin. Okay, so you got Norwin out to the semifinals in the first quadrant there. Second quadrant, this is at Bethel Park. Bethel Park's the 4 seed. North Allegheny is the 5 seed. So Bethel Park has North Hills in a first round matchup.
Bethel.
I agree. Next one, North Allegheny and Baldwin. Who you got in this one? Okay.
But here's the funny thing about Baldwin is they jumped the gun 2 weeks ago saying that they were in the tournament, and they were lucky that Canamac didn't beat Peters by 8 wins last week, but they were also lucky that some sports writer went and asked Frank Volcano, said, "Hey, do you have to have how many matches you're supposed to have in?" He goes, "Why?" I go, "Baldwin is only going to have 5." So Frank called Baldwin, and Baldwin was able to make the tournament because Fox Chapel agreed to move their dual match up a month, and then South Allegheny agreed to wrestle them. So I'll take credit for that. Baldwin can send me a shirt anytime they want.
There you go. I love that. I know some of those guys over there. I think I'll be able to make that happen for you, buddy. Yeah, man. I heard it. That was the big scuttlebutt last Wednesday, whether or not they were going to get in and that whole thing. And good discovery by you, man. That was pretty wild. But yeah, man. They got a nice little squad over there. There's some really good kids, and you know what? They got some kids coming too. I know that their youth program, they have some really nice kids. So it's good to see, Kaz and I talk about this all the time, Paul. It's good to see kind of like the floor rise up a little bit in AAA. So some of those teams that are traditionally down are getting some really good wrestlers and some really good, key guys that are going to be there, Wpials and state time. But yeah, I like Baldwin, man. Nice little program for sure.
True. So, and one other caveat, it's been a while since Cannon McMillan and Waynesburg haven't been in the team tournament.
I was going to ask you
last year.
According to my research, 94 was the last time Cannon Mac didn't make the playoffs.
97, I do believe.
97. Okay.
Bob Gregg and I were talking about that.
Got you. 97. Yeah. No, you know what? I did have 97. I just read that wrong in my head. Okay. But yeah, so I mean, like you said, wildness.
And that was injuries. Cannon Mac, if they're healthy. I mean, Mazinko's been out. He tried to come back against Bethel. He wrestled and then re-injured his lower leg knee. We're not supposed to know all that, but so he didn't wrestle last week.
And that's the thing about Cannon Mac. You're right. So say they're healthy, they could easily be one of these 4 teams at the end of the day. You know what I mean? It's just that's how razor close this AAA is, and we're gonna keep on moving through it. So you got
NA
Bethel Park.
If they would have gotten in, they probably would have been the final.
Yeah. I mean, all you gotta do is win one, and they could be almost all these teams if they're healthy. There's no doubt. Yeah. But you got NA Bethel Park. Who you got in this quarter?
I saw both teams at the Allegheny County tournament. Now that's a lot of individuals, so you can't pick all the time. But NA beating Connellsville, even though it was not a disputed call, but NA beating Connellsville, beat Norwin this year. I like NA.
I do too. I agree. I mean, NA's pretty good. Bethel Park's pretty good. I've gone back and forth. I really don't know who I'm going to pick there. Okay, let's move down to, so you got NA. Let's move down to the next site, Connellsville. Connellsville has a match with Ringgold. Who you got there?
Connellsville. So I will tell you, I saw Ringgold, and they're a much improved team this year.
I agree. I like Ringgold. They got some really nice kids. That Conroy's tough as nails. Okay. So next one down, Fox Chapel versus Peters Township.
Fox Chapel, they got a solid team. They're not a great team, but they're a solid team. And I believe that they can win. It'll be a toss-up. I'll go Peters Township because I think they got a few more studs.
Yeah, that's one of these ones, man. And this is one of those first-round matchups. I'm still going back and forth. Okay, so you got either way. You got Peters Township, Connellsville. Who you got in that quarter?
Connellsville.
Okay.
I think you and I have talked before about Connellsville might be the team to beat, but we'll see.
I agree with you there, buddy. Yeah, we're going to get into that, a little bit more. But, yeah, Connellsville's They're pretty loaded. Okay, next one down. You got the Franklin Regional site. Franklin Regional versus either Pine Richland or Hampton.
I think they beat Pine Richland. I think it'll be a tight match because Pine Richland's got some studs, and but it'll be a tight match. But I think Franklin finds a way.
Yeah, Pine Richland's definitely one of those sneaky teams. I mean, they just took 5th place up at Grove City this weekend. They got some studs on their team, like you said, 2 or 3 guys that are really good. But ultimately, I agree, Franklin Regional probably just a little bit too much. The next one, 7-9 matchup, Greater Latrobe, West Allegheny.
Well, West Allegheny won't have one of their best kids. We're pretty sure, but they did got kids back last week for South Fayette. It'll be a good match, but I think they forfeit 2 or 3 matches, so that's pretty tough to overcome. They won't beat Latrobe if they forfeit 2 or 3 matches.
Okay, so you got Latrobe, Franklin Regional. Who you got in that quarter?
This is going to be a great matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Franklin's beaten everybody that they've put out on the mat. But have they really faced a real tough opponent? They beat Norwin twice. They beat Plum. They beat Fox Chapel. Latrobe early in the year lost to Trinity, and they lost to a couple other teams because they were forfeiting 7 and 14. Well, they're not forfeiting 7 and 14 now. I think Latrobe will win that match, and then it'll be close, but I think Latrobe gets it.
Okay. So Latrobe with the upset. You got both top seeds going down. That's interesting, my friend.
2 years ago, I was on a podcast with Don Rebel, and he asked me double A finals. I said, Burrell's going to lose. He goes, you say Burrell's going to lose? He said, yep. And they did. They lost to, I think, Quaker Valley or
Yeah, it was Quaker Valley that year. That was wild.
Yeah.
Okay, on to the semifinals. The first semifinal up top, you got Norwin versus North Allegheny. Who you got in that one?
This was a 1-point match when they met back in December, I think, or early January. Back in December.
Yep, Kiski duels.
No, it was a regular duel.
Oh, okay, I'm mixed up with the different one.
Up at NA.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm going to go with North Allegheny.
Okay.
And I'll go with Connellsville to beat Latrobe again.
Okay, so that leaves for the 3rd, 4th place match, Latrobe and Norwin.
I'm going to go with Latrobe in a close one.
Okay, so you got Latrobe for 3rd over Norwin. Who you got in the finals?
I'll go Connellsville will reverse that loss, but it'll be close. I mean, it was close two or 3 weeks ago, and it came down to a heavyweight getting nabbed for full Nelson 4 times. That's how the Connellsville kid lost. So
is that how it was? I wasn't.
I don't
there.
think he does it the next time.
So you were at that was at the Connellsville duels. That was the disqualification. I did see that on the box score.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was kid from Connellsville took a kid down, got called for full Nelson. Then got called for another full Nelson. So that tied the match. And instead of letting him up after the first one, he got called for a 3rd, and then in the 2nd period got nailed again.
Well,
so I think that was a coaching mistake and a wrestler mistake. That won't happen this time.
Yeah. Well, we will see what happens. Paul, thank you so much for hanging out with me, shooting it, and making your picks. Do you have anything else for me before I leave you go?
No, we're just going to say that, Rune Lawrence from Fraser is back, and that's a big thing for Fraser. He's going to be could be a 4-time champion. He had a close match in the finals up at Somerset. I mean, against a kid from Somerset up at Bedford. I thought Westmoreland County and Fraser, they had a great Bedford tournament. Burrow was outstanding. Derry was outstanding. Mount Pleasant, Fraser. And, talking about, Baldwin coming up, getting stronger all around Western Pennsylvania. There's some really good freshmen and underclassmen coming up that will make wrestling in the WPL even stronger, I think. So I'm looking forward to the next couple of years because I think, this might be a little bit of a down year for the WPL, but the future looks really bright.
My man, Paul Schofield, he says, 44 years in? Nah, I want to keep on going. Let's get to 50.
That's right.
Love that, Paul. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it.
Oh, one other thing.
Shoot me.
We'll have to get out and play some golf.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you're a golfer. We got to make that happen this summer, my friend. Absolutely. Me, you, and Cass.
Right. All right.
My man. Appreciate you, Paul. Thank you.
Take care. Thanks.
All right, Cass.
And we're back. Thank you, Paul.
Yeah, you're the man, Paul. Appreciate you coming on, dropping some knowledge. I'd love to.
Baldwin owes him a shirt.
Owes him a T-shirt. Come on. We love that. I mean, hey. Really though, if it wasn't for him, who knows? And kudos to Frank calling them and making sure. And kudos to what was it? He said Fox Chapel in South Allegheny stepped up and wrestled early. So
credit. I mean, South Allegheny's not in the postseason, but I would say that's a first class move out of Coach Funk at Fox Chapel because Fox Chapel's in
Coach Frank.
Yeah, or Coach Frank.
Yep.
Fox Chapel's in the postseason. They didn't wrestle this weekend. They didn't have to wrestle that duel. I mean, he could have said, no, we're just going to get ready for the team tournament. But he first class move out of them. So credit to Fox Chapel for taking that match.
No, I 100% agree, man. And kudos to Bethel Park, Baldwin getting in. They're wrestling at Bethel Park. But man, first time they made the tournament in how long? First time Cannon Mac's been out since '97.
How weird is there? No Cannon Mac, no Waynesburg.
It's odd, dude. Since I really started doing this, it's always been Cannon Mac and Waynesburg, and it's been in my backyard, so I've been spoiled. You know what I mean? So
I would love to
definitely
know.
Different.
Let's stat check this. If someone can answer this question, you get a free T-shirt out of me. The last time Waynesburg and Cannon Mac weren't in the team playoffs. I don't know the answer, but if you send me the answer and show me it, free T-shirt from me.
I like it. All right. Yeah, hey, that's got to be back there, dude. Because I just remember walking in that gym, you looking up there, and it's man, when's the last time they didn't even win a section title? It's been they went on a 30-year stretch or something ridiculous.
It's crazy.
But okay.
Let the fireworks start, Donnie.
Oh, let's go, baby. Where do you want to start off? Right off the rip, up top?
Yep. Oh, in our little break when Schofield was making, did you see any more scores? I did not.
Oh, I did get an update that they started at 189 in that match. So whatever that score was when we announced, was it 24-21 Kiski with 3 bouts left? They started at 189.
So they would have 52, 60, 72. So Kiski would have Artman left, I believe, in the Shears. Moon would have Costa. Or no, Costa's it.
Costa's lower.
Who's lower?
I don't know if they have a bigger guy. We have to. I texted him the final. We got to get into our picks, though.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do it.
Right at the top, site number one seed, the Trinity Hillers, the section champ. They are the 1 seed against either Kiski or Moon, like we just talked about. Norwin and Plum is the other side of that quarter. I'll start off first. I got Trinity beating either Kiski or Moon. Both those programs, Moon certainly on the rise. We've talked about them. We talked about them in the beginning of the show. The next match was the first freaking head scratcher of the night, dude. I'm glad I was off today and I was able to sit around and be a bum and just look at this all day.
This Norwin Plum match, it's awesome, but it sucks trying to pick a winner. It's so freaking close.
I'm hearing Pine Richland beat Hempfield by 1, 36-35.
Criteria?
I don't know. Ryan Thomas is commenting in there on the chat there, so I'm not sure. But
we got to give a quick shout out to Ryan Thomas.
Unky Thomas.
Dude listens to every show, comes and says hello to us at every freaking tournament, tweets at us, one of the most loyal supporters of our show and our content. So,
Much
Mr.
love.
Thomas, you're the man. I'm sure we will see you soon. Well, Donnie will see you Wednesday. Donnie's going to be at Franklin, I believe. So Donnie will catch up with you Wednesday, and then I'll probably catch up with you at individual AAAs, something like that. Either way, Mr. Thomas, you're the man. You know that.
No doubt, no doubt. All right, Plum Norwin. First tough one I looked at. Now, these two have had a common opponent. They wrestled earlier in the year. Common matchup, that is. I ended up going with Norwin. Give me Norwin and a close one, dude. If Plum was in a different spot, I think they could have snagged a win. But I think Norwin's where they are in the bracket. I just think that they'll get past here. I think Norwin gave Franklin Regional a heck of a match and won it in a match that they didn't win any of the toss-up matches. So give me Norwin against Trinity in that one, and then we'll stop there. I think we should build the for those quarterfinals. So go ahead and give me your first two on that.
I'm with you, Trinity. Whether they wrestle Moon or Kiski, I think it's going to be Kiski. But give me Trinity in that. I don't see any issues there. So Trinity in the quarters. I'm with you, Donnie. Norwin Plum went back and forth. I got Plum 32-30. I think I went back and forth. I had a scenario where Plum won 7 matches and lost Norwin, but I end up coming up with Plum 32-30. Give me Plum. I think it's a hell of a duel, the best first round duel in
and also we did mess up. I did know this, and I don't know why I did, because I almost went to. It's not far from me. Fox Chapel did wrestle in Brook, West Virginia, at the Frank Ferguson Classic. Jason Funk, I'm assuming, Landon Funk's dad, is commenting in that they wrestled out there, which I knew that. I just completely slipped my mind. But yeah, they wrestled out there in Brook, not too far from me, about 40 minutes down there in West Virginia. So, and I believe he won that as well. So if I looked at that correct, so I think he won. So he's one of those guys on a tear. All right, buddy. So you took Plum. I got Norwin. And like you said, I had the same. I believe my score is the same thing, but flipped. It was like a 1-point match when I drew it up on my Excel spreadsheet. So give me Norwin, and then give me Trinity over Norwin by 5. It was very close.
Yeah, close one there. Yeah.
Trinity just a little bit too much. I think they're going to get some pieces together. I think everyone's going to wrestle. I think they've been building for this year. So give me Trinity over Norwin in all of these quarters, Kaz, are tough.
Yeah. You could make a case for any of the teams to win. I'm Trinity Plum. I got Trinity 30-28. So you got it by 5, I got it by 2. And that's how close these teams are.
Yep.
I mean, that's the difference between the 1 and the 8 seed right there. Or the 1 and the 9 seed, how you have it.
Okay, what do you want to go down? You want to go down to the 2 spot? The 2 seed, or you want to just go down the bracket?
Let's just go down the bracket. What did we do for AA?
Same thing. Go down the bracket. So
right, we'll do that.
Next one is Bethel Park. Bethel Park is hosting. They are the 4 seed. North Allegheny is the 5 seed. Bethel Park has North Hills, and North Allegheny has the previously mentioned Baldwin. First matchup, North Allegheny Baldwin. I got North Allegheny. Second matchup, Bethel Park North Hills. I got Bethel Park. And probably one of the easier first 2 matches to call, maybe.
Yeah.
Watch, we'll put egg on our face, but that's at least how I feel.
Yeah, I think these 2 are, I shouldn't say clear cut, but
easier than the other.
Yeah, easier than the other. I got NA winning big, and I have Bethel Park winning big. I think they both win by upwards of 30. they're two of the best teams. Not discrediting North Hills. North Hills had a really good year. They got some good lightweights. And Baldwin had a good year too. Whenever Cannon Mac, they got some tough kids in there with Minson and Islamov, but not enough to wrestle with NA and Bethel. So I got NA and Bethel.
All right, what do you got? NA or Bethel?
AAA quarters. I have in a very, very low scoring. I don't see many bonus points in this match.
Me either.
I have it. Maybe of all my matches, I have it the lowest scoring of any duel, I think. I have Bethel Park 27-25.
Buddy, that's exactly what I got. Not 27-25, but I got Bethel Park 30-27.
Yeah, I have it low. I have Bethel winning 7 matches. Again,
I
this
think
assuming.
I think they get a pin in there somewhere.
Yeah, I think.
A couple, actually.
I think Kernan's going to get 6 wherever he's at.
Yep.
And I think, depending what Bethel does at 45 and 52, I know they can move around. I think they could get 6 in there as well. I think that's going to be like a tactic. Like I could see, like both teams have weights where they weigh 2 kids in at and always bump.
Yep.
So assuming where the flip is, I kind of predicted what I think NA would want to do bumping, what Bethel would want to do bumping, and I just made a score like that. So give me Bethel by 2.
It is that damn flip, dude. That's the other thing. Like we can't stress enough that flip. It's almost as like it's a big deal for a lot of these matches. The coaches know it. The kids know it. A lot of times that flip is a big deal. Okay, so we both got Bethel Park. I wasn't sure if we were both going to be on the same there, dude. I went back and forth. Oh, that one was tough. All right, Bethel Park. I had it 30-27. All right. Next one down is the Connellsville site. Connellsville is the 3 seed. Fox Chapel is the 6 seed. Fox Chapel wrestles Peters Township. Connellsville wrestles Ringgold. Kaz, what do you got here, brother?
Connellsville.
Great.
I don't think they're gonna. Ringgold's not gonna give them any trouble. They'll win a couple matches. Ringgold's not bad in them upper weights with Conroy. I mean, they're better than not bad. Conroy's really freaking good. In 215 heavyweight, they're not bad either. 72, I think they'll get a win. But I have Connellsville by probably 25-ish. And then
Yeah, I got Connellsville there as well.
Fox Chapel Peters. This is a really good match.
Very good one. One of the toughest ones. One of the toughest ones, easily.
Like all year, I said
there's 3 matches that change this duel.
Yeah, big time.
And it depends on, like, always this time of year, dude. It depends on who wrestles, who's in the lineup. Because always, like, some kids like are hurt at the end of the year or have an injury or didn't make weight, God forbid. But like, it's always those little things, I feel like, and especially when everyone's pretty much equal. And this duel, especially, I went back and forth. There's like 3 matches that are key.
Yeah, all year I had. I mean, I've been high on Fox Chapel all year. I had them up here, and I looked at Peters a little below them. Never really put them in the same conversation, to be honest. But once I broke it down between them, like, this is a really good freaking match. Peters
better. Got hammers, buddy.
Peters is better than I gave them credit for. Oh, man, this was so tough, but I went with Fox Chapel in a freaking razor close duel. I got them winning by 2. I think heavyweight is gonna be a swing match. Heavyweight's gonna. I think that's one. I know you said there's 3 matches. I had 3 written down as well. I think heavyweight is gonna be a barn burner. I think that's gonna be a big one. I think 127 is gonna be a really close one as well. I think Peters needs this top 3 weight classes. Peters, I feel like, needs to get bonus at 89-15 in heavyweight. I feel like they have to try to get a bonus out of there, but I don't know if they have it in them.
I also want to say yeah. Go ahead, buddy. Finish your thought.
Give me Fox Chapel in a close one. I like that, especially with Alexander and Kaufman back healthy.
Yeah.
We're going to see a decent match in there somewhere with Kaufman and either McMillan or Sabrone.
I mean, they got Alexander Kaufman. They got Landon Funk, who's been on the tear. They got D'Angelo Hamilton, who's been really
Warson's been good.
Warson, who's won. Yeah, they got kids, man. One of the best Fox Chapel teams in recent memory. No.
Yeah, I was talking to Josh Alexander at the Allegheny County tour, and we said it's their first section title since like the 70s.
71. I saw 71.
And
So
he was all.
it's freaking awesome.
He
Good
was
on them.
all. We got to have Alexander on. He's a big golfer.
He has two older brothers that are. You
Yeah.
remember they were monsters.
I spend a lot of time at Fox Chapel Golf Club in the summer, and he works there, so I spend some time with him in the summer.
Love that.
And he's a good kid, big
Heck yeah.
golfer. He'd be a good one to have on.
Heck yeah.
Comes
man.
from a big wrestling family, but he loves pulling that 6-iron out of the old Titleist bag.
Oh, buddy, I love that. You're getting me all juiced up, and it's not even. There's so much pain and sadness outside. It's so cold and wet. All right. So I got Peters Township. I think it's gonna be razor close. I got them by 2. Now that being if McMillan wrestles and McMillan doesn't wrestle, now that's a BS caveat, right? If McMillan doesn't wrestle, I don't think they're gonna win. I think obviously Fox Chapel, but it's that like I said, 3 matches. And I don't know. I just think that Peters Township is I like some of their kids. I think that they're going to try to get McGarrity on Funk. I think that's a bad matchup for them. And Funk's really tough, but McGarrity, dude, I love that kid. I think he's really good. Like you said, heavyweight's going to be really tough. You talked about 89. So ultimately, I got Peters Township. And one of the toughest ones of the night I had to pick. And like you said, we both agreed on that. So we got Connellsville, Peters Township. Are we both in agreement? Connellsville gets past Peters Township?
Yeah, I have Connellsville. Well, I have Fox Chapel, but yeah, Connellsville over Fox Chapel. And that's in that quarterfinal match. I think by around anywhere from maybe like 12 to 15, somewhere in that range.
Yep.
But yeah, Connellsville. I thought they were the number 1 team a lot of the year.
Yeah.
So give me Connellsville. I got them in the semis.
As well. Yeah, and dude, as well as I've been to Connellsville. I've wrestled in Connellsville. That gym is a son of a gun, dude. Traveling, it's like it's one of the true home gym advantages. They're loud. They're ruckus there. They get
That's
after
a freaking hike too. Like Fox Chapel got to leave school early tomorrow to get there. They're on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Like, that's a freaking haul.
It's like an hour and 5 from my house. Yeah, it's out there, dude. And those people get after it. And they know wrestling. So yeah, give me Connellsville over Peters Township, but I could see Fox Chapel easily beating them too. So that's the other quarter there, or semifinalist there. Okay, last site, Franklin Regional. They're gonna have Pine Richland, who just won, West Allegheny, and Greater Latrobe in the 9-7 matchup. Kaz, I got Franklin Regional over Pine Richland. Pine Richland, one of the better, teams that are at the mid-level. They have some really good studs, but, just a little too many holes throughout their lineup, where Franklin Regional's got a pretty decent guy at each weight class. So give me Franklin Regional there. And then the next one, dude, West Allegheny, Greater Latrobe. Another one, dude, you know me. This is like hometown for me. It's so tough. I went back and forth. Ultimately, dude, what happened for me was I'm picking West A. Half of it's a homer pick, and I know I'll hear that. The other half is they looked so freaking good against South Fayette. And the kids are working hard. I just think that they're going to pull the upset. So give me the West A boys. Give me our boys giving over the Greater Latrobe. But, dude, Latrobe's tough as nails. And, I could see Latrobe winning. And would you tell me if we woke up Thursday and you said Latrobe is in the semis, like Paul picked it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Crazy shit happens, especially in the bottom, because Latrobe was in the bottom of this bracket last year.
Yep.
And freaking
they lost last year.
And Norwin upset him, and I picked Latrobe to win the whole damn thing. It's crazy. But crazy shit's going to happen somewhere in this bracket.
Yep.
I'm with you. I got Franklin. I think they're going to roll over Pine. Pine's got their guys, though. Like Miller, Spencer,
Yep.
Ferraro, like they got their guys. They're going to get wins.
Yep.
But Franklin's got 107 to heavyweight. Pine doesn't have that. So give me Franklin. In the West A Latrobe, this was my upset pick. I got West A as well.
Oh, no, I thought I was going to be the only one. Dang it. Oh, man, we're drinking the Kool-Aid. That's not
I've
good.
talked to so many people, and everyone's picked Latrobe. And
Me
just
too.
going through these matchups, like I feel like West A can get one. And like if Latrobe wins, it wouldn't surprise me. If Latrobe's in the semis, it wouldn't surprise me. If they're in the finals, it wouldn't surprise me.
No.
But I'm of the belief in any tournament, whatever the sport is, upsets happen. That's just the nature. That's why we compete in any sport. And I feel like anytime you're picking a bracket, whether it's football, basketball, you got to pick an upset. So this is my upset. I may look like a fool.
Me too.
Oh well, it's all in good fun.
All in good fun and all part of the process, no doubt.
Give me West A, and then in the quarters, West A and Franklin. I think that run ends for West A. I have Franklin winning that duel in the second round. Even if Latrobe is to win that first round matchup, I still would pick Franklin to make the semis. I just think I think Franklin's really freaking good.
I'm going to echo pretty much what you just said there, buddy. Either way, I have Franklin in the semis, whether who wins. And like we said, I went back and forth with West A and Latrobe. But I got Franklin beating both of them. It doesn't matter, but I got West A. But beating West A, going out to the semis, which creates our Final Four.
But I'll say this. Is it
ahead.
weird, not wrong to say or weird to say? I think Latrobe would give Franklin a better matchup than West A would. But I'm
Agreed.
picking West A to beat Latrobe. Again, it's all matchups.
Mm-hmm.
And
Matchups and the flip of that coin, baby.
Yeah.
Matchups and the flip of that coin. I mean, I agree with you there. I mean, Latrobe's – dude, like I said, they might pull some rabbits out of the hat and they might put some egg on our faces. And we've talked to – I've talked to Coach Mears. I talked to him at King of the Mountain. You know, they were getting healthy and some of those guys getting better. And, you know, they got a superstar in Willochow who just – you want to talk about someone who's a guaranteed 6? That dude's a guaranteed 6. He decks everyone. So –
dude's going to finish his career with like 110 pins.
I hope he breaks the record, dude. I really do.
I think he's going to. I think
he's got a great chance. I mean, we'll see what happens next year. It's always, you know, knock on wood, stay healthy and everything.
So we're identical in our semis. We both have Trinity versus Bethel Park.
That's not good for the program, bro. No.
To be honest, I thought one of us, I didn't think we'd have the same semis.
I didn't
Again,
either.
for everyone out there, Donnie and I don't know each other's picks.
No, this is first time we're reading.
We don't. And I was shocked because we're never identical.
No, we were completely opposite last year.
Yeah, and we were both opposite and both
we were
wrong.
both wrong. And Matt Taylor, who lives 3 hours away,
nailed it. Freaking nailed it.
Oh, shit. Okay. So it's Trinity, Bethel Park, Connellsville, Franklin Regional. Start at the top. Trinity, Bethel Park. I'll go first here. This is one of the toughest ones for me. I mean, both these are really tough. Ultimately, dude, I just think that Trinity's going to get it done. Just a little bit too much top to bottom. The Allison brothers look really good. They get Bodie Morgan back. Just a little bit too much. But, dude, could you see Bethel Park beating Trinity? 100%. I could see Bethel Park winning the whole damn thing. 100%. But all four of these teams, I could see any of them winning. You know, North Allegheny, who we don't even have in it. Neither of us picked them to beat Bethel Park that we don't even have in it, and they beat Connellsville. So I don't know, dude. Just give me Trinity in an absolute barn burner. And another one that you talked about, I don't think there's going to be many pins or texts. Both those schools know they're going to send those kids out. Do not go on your back.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting.
Yeah, this was. I said earlier that the NA Bethel was my lowest scoring, 27-25. I actually lied. This was crazy. I was double checking my math. I had the final 24-24. in my main prediction of what I had
Bro, I have it 22-27.
I had it 24-24, but I had Bethel Park winning 7 matches. Obviously, assuming no team points are taken. But I have Bethel winning 7 matches, so I had Bethel on criteria 25-24.
Do you have Norman with a heavyweight?
Say that again.
Or do you have Trinity with a heavyweight? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I have Trinity winning heavyweight, getting a decision at heavyweight.
Who do you have for heavyweight for them?
I have. Well, they have 3 guys in there. Banco's been in there.
That's the sleeve, dude. I think he's going to be nice. I think he's going to be the difference maker.
I know. I think it's going to be Banco. I think that's who we're going to see.
Too. I think so too. I was looking at him on the roster. I mean, Ty Banco's got to be in his ear, right? Got to be like, come on.
Yeah.
So,
I would think so. I have Trinity winning the last 4 weights. I haven't won 72, 89, 15 in heavyweight. I think Trinity's going to bump. I mean, Nicolella and Bodie weigh in at 72. So one of them's going to bump. I feel like if you're Trinity wants to leave Nicolella at 72.
He's looked so good this year too, buddy. Nicolella is one of those guys, and I'm like, holy crap, he's looked fantastic.
Yeah, and I think they're going to want to bump Bodie to 89 and get him on Walsh. I think in their mind, that's what I'm thinking they're going to do, and then kick, Robbie Allison up to 15
and Russell Hartman.
That's what I have in my predictions. What I thought was going to happen.
Yeah.
So I do have, and then a Bodie Morgan Walsh match is incredible. I gave it to Morgan in my predictions, but kind of that middle of the lineup, I have Bethel Park winning a lot of matches. Again, I have 3 pins and a major. Everything else I have is decisions.
33-24 Kiski final score.
So Kiski will be wrestling Trinity.
Okay. All right. So I got Trinity and you have
Bethel.
All right. So there's our first difference.
Connellsville Franklin.
Yep.
This one, obviously, they're all freaking tough at this point. I have Franklin 31-30. I got 1-point matches in both. I have Franklin 31-30. I think Franklin's going to try to move the lineup up, them heavier guys, Marion and them. The battle of the lightweights here, the 107 to 127. Those 4 matches are freaking huge. You're going to have Mickey Horn and Colangelo. Ruane's going to wrestle Wright. Yep. Canale and Capusta maybe. Depends where Capusta weighs in at. Or bumping, and you have Chase Smith in there. Those first 4 weight classes are huge. I feel like if you can win 3 of those 4, you're going to win the duel. If it's 2-2 in those first 4, someone got to get fine bonus somewhere else. I got Franklin. I got Franklin by 1. I've been high on them all year. Nothing against Connellsville. Coach Swink does a hell of a job. They got a hell of a team, but I've said it for 4 years. Give me Matt Leby in the postseason. Just give me Franklin. I feel they got some tough freshmen. Franklin by 1.
All right, bro. I got Connellsville by 2. So I got him 32-30, Connellsville. And I just think this one was tough because they're so similar, dude.
Oh,
so
my God.
similar.
Identical.
Teams are like, I look it down the lineup. I'm like, oh, my goodness, toss up. I just got Connellsville just a little bit too much. And I think Connellsville – and honestly, what really confirmed it was them having like how they lost to North Allegheny. Mm-hmm. So if they don't lose to North Allegheny, I think they're the consensus number 1 seed. Yes. So I mean, I just got Connellsville. I think it's going to be tight, but I got Connellsville over Franklin in a point match.
And I said that wrong. I was comparing Franklin and Trinity. I meant to compare Franklin.
Yeah,
and
I was going to say
you have Nolan Rice and Colangelo. You'll have Landon Lynn in there with Ruane, Franks, that was the comparison I meant. I didn't mean to put Trinity in there, so my bad on that one.
Oh, good.
So
So
I
we got-
have
go ahead.
Franklin Bethel Park. You have Trinity Connellsville.
Yeah, let's do the third place first. So for third place, I got Bethel and Franklin. I got Bethel taking third over Franklin in that one. I think, like I said, these 4 teams to me are the best. Throw them in a hat. How they come out, I don't know. And North Allegheny, right there. But give me Bethel Park over Franklin Regional in the third, fourth place match.
I have Trinity over Connellsville for third and fourth.
Okay, so very similar. We think the top side's going to win. Okay, for the final, I got Connellsville. I got Connellsville winning it. I've been on Connellsville all year. I think that just that one loss against NA, I don't know, it might even be like a good thing, like a nice setback for them. So we'll see. Ultimately, I think that they get out of their quarter with momentum because, I don't know, every time they get out of that dang gym, they just are rolling, man. They just smash 2 teams, and they're ready to go coming into the semis. So I think Connellsville gets it done, man.
So you have Connellsville 1, Trinity 2, Bethel Park 3.
Yes. Franklin Regional 4.
Oh, this was tough. So I got Franklin and Bethel. Franklin and Bethel. I'm staying on the Franklin train. I'm going to take Franklin in the finals here. I have it 31-29, Franklin. Obviously low scoring. It's tough. Those first 4 weights for Franklin are really tough with those freshmen, but I feel like Bethel could match them there as well. And then Bethel hits in their stride in that middle with Higgins and Stout and Kernan.
Yep.
And then you go up top and it's like, okay, now you got head-to-heads with Walsh and Bowles and Hartman. But then on the Franklin side, you got, Pats, Bear Marion, and McClellan. I could see it going either way, but I do have I have Franklin winning by 2. So I have Franklin 1, Bethel Park 2, Trinity 3.
Oh boy, there it is, Kaz. We made our predictions. Just because what we said, that's probably not going to happen. So we'll see. We'll see what happens come Saturday, man. And I don't know where you're going to be at on Wednesday, but man, I'm juiced up to be over at Franklin Regional, and then it's like Christmas comes early or whatever comes late on February 3rd this Saturday, dude. Both of them are going to be at the same arena. I just can't wait.
I've been waiting for this for a while.
Long time.
I'm so happy they're doing it like this. Happy.
All right, bro. Last segment of the night. Wrestler of the Week T. Go ahead and give it out, my friend.
Our Wild Team member or winner this week will be Nick McGarrity of Peters Township. He's undefeated on the year as a freshman at 107. He just won the Ultimate Warrior tournament, pinned his way to the finals, had a 5-1 win in the finals, has a lot of big wins this year, and just the tournament he had through there and what he did in the duel this week. Nick McGarrity of Peters Township, the Wild T winner for this week.
Yep, echoing everything you said, but just watching his process, watching his run this week and really all year. My man's dominated. He's undefeated. He's done really well. So Nick McGarrity, the Wild T winner. I'll get with you or one of your coaches and get that T-shirt over to you, my friend. But that's it, Kaz. That's all. That's all we got. Anything else, Kaz? Any other predictions? Anything else?
That's it for me.
I think that's it, bro, man. I'm super excited. Tweet us your predictions, fans out there. Tweet us. Give me your top 4. Give us your top 4, both sides. Let us know. Let us know how wrong we were. Let us know how right we were. But either way, it's all in good fun. I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with us. Almost 2 hours, one of our longest shows ever. But damn it, it was worth it, man. It was a great show.
Yes, it was.
All right, Kaz. I appreciate you, brother.
All right,
as always.
Man.
I will see you on Saturday, my friend.
Yes, you will.
Let's go.
Later.
Brother.